You know the deal. We're gonna try this time to keep it within 10 minutes.
Let's aim. Let's go for it.
Welcome, another month, another step in recapping. No, wait, Recappin Steppin. As you can see, we still need a good title for this segment. And if you have any input, let us know in the comments or let us know on Instagram. I'm Wrights.
Lucas Benjamin.
And we're gonna take you through the things that revolve around stepping.
Hopefully you missed nothing, and if you did, then we're here to update you on that.
And update you on a lot of dope music. Again, you know, the stream is continuously going. A lot of jazz, a lot of broken beat.
It's getting more and more now.
Yeah. First off, we also go places. And, you know, now in the times, apparently Corona doesn't exist anymore. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say it in that formulation, but we're allowed to go places. Yeah. We're allowed to go spaces. And our friend and collaborator, Timo, is working on a segment. Has been working on a segment for quite some time.
Yeah, Sonic Spaces. Yeah, Sonic Spaces is the place where we go visit a spot that has a huge interest in a good quality sound system. And it can be any type of spot. It can be like a restaurant setting. It can be a wine bar. Or it can be an actual listening bar. And we're trying to capture all those various spots and put it into a series. Right. And Timo was writing all those articles.
And the idea, I think, blew over a bit from Japan, right?
Yeah.
I think where the listening bar kind of idea started. Yeah. And now we see like new kind of ideas popping up.
Yeah, there's an insane flow of wave of brand new listening bars opening up everywhere. I've seen like even in Florida, New York, LA, London already had a few, but now since a year Amsterdam is popping off. Yeah. But now we also actually left Amsterdam this month.
Right.
Yeah, the first one we went to was Hearth in Amsterdam East, which is I think it's a vegan restaurant. And the other one is Paak in Nijmegen.
And it was a day trip, right?
Yeah, it was a good old field trip. We went all the way there with half of the crew. We ate there. It's a beautiful location. Right. They're selling records there in the back of the place. Everybody who was playing that day selections were on point. It's a great spot. Shout out to Martini Records for pulling that off. And they just opened up the other week, so go visit if you're in Nijmegen.
Yeah, nice. Of course, we also have new mixes coming up every 2 weeks. So that means we have two that were, released this month, and we kept it close. Yeah, actually. Yeah. Kay, our chief editor and
multitasker.
She's doing everything.
RYDER made her first mix. Yeah, it was a special one for Valentine's Day. And it wasn't a cheesy Valentine's Day mix. She approached love in a different angle. For example, the love for flowers. She opened up with Dream Flower and closed it off with Le Fleur, like a full-on flower love appreciation mix.
Whole lot of 70s stuff. Yeah, it was amazing. Soulful. You can check that out on our Mixcloud.
Yeah, and the second one we did was by BALU, aka Fabian, who really dived deep into the African continent and wanted to highlight the diverse sounds coming from Africa, and also how American music influenced African music and came up with something new. So it's a beautiful mix. I just listened to it this morning. It's incredible.
You said that there was just one record you recognized, right?
Yeah, and I love that.
And you love that, and coming if Lucas is saying that, then it's going to be a whole lot of unearthed gems and obscurities. So shout out BALU. You can check that out on Mixcloud as well.
Yeah, this month we also wrote a couple of pieces, a couple of editorials, and one of them is another Timeless Affair, written by Kay as well. And she wrote on the Fugees album The Score, a seminal hip-hop, R&B, soulful album from the 90s.
100%.
And she came up with all these new facts that I didn't know. For example, there's an intro by a guy who was doing some spoken word, who's now the mayor of New Jersey. Oh. That all happened in the past 25 years, and the money they got for the advance to make the album, they used that to make a studio in their house and recorded the whole album there. Wow. It's like those kinds of things. Yeah. If you like the album, want to learn more about it, check it out, The Score.
Yeah, that's nice. And Kay keeps it up she keeps finding new things that, in an age where information is like ubiquitous and we can find it everywhere. You can find it everywhere, but you need to look. And we organize and structure it for you to listen and also to read about. So make sure to check that out. And then we also did a piece on one of the most soulful Belgian dudes.
Yeah.
I know there are a whole lot of soulful Belgian dudes out there, and girls as well.
Yeah.
Shout out to Aaliyah. But Crucial, Pascal, who came up with a very soulful cut.
Yeah, he started his own label last year,
Right.
De La Chou. I think that was a nod to De La Soul.
Probably.
In some sense. But it's the first 12-inch he did, and he did it by himself, and it's a full-on double heater, like the A side, or whichever the A side could be, is a cover, a Brazilian cover. The track is called Neresi, which is originally by Javan, singer-songwriter from Brazil from the 60s and 70s. And he did 3 versions himself. Like one is a more acoustic version, the second one is a club version with a 4-to-the-floor beat, and the other one is a broken remix.
Right.
And they're all different and they all work. And our man Han Litz is on flute on all of them. So that's just the A side, you know, that's already worth of getting it. And then on the B side, it was a super nice, uplifting, soulful house cut called Love and Devotion, featuring American vocalist Nimi Wadi.
Right, that's like a super nice.
Yeah, so it came out
also to, I'm sorry, it was nod also to like the soulful sounds of the 2000s, I guess.
I thought it was a cover at first. Like, wait, is this a cover? Is this old? Is this reissued? What is this? No, it's brand new. It's his first release on his own label.
Shout out to Crucial.
Nailed it.
Who actually played our radio show in November.
Yeah.
You can check that out on Mixcloud as well. And make sure to check the EP out as well. So it's dope. Big up Crucial.
Yeah, next up, we also did a couple of premieres. Like always, we try to highlight the brand new stuff or the forthcoming stuff even. This month we did Rosie from the Block, who's from Belgium.
Right.
Also from Belgium actually. Extra shout out to the Belgian scene today. Rosie from the Block is also known as Rosaline. That's her AKA where she's singing neo-soulish type of songs, also does production there. But then this new AKA is more aimed to the block party.
Right.
That's why it's Rosie from the Block. And the EP was called Love Potions for Block Parties.
Fire. I love that title.
Love Potions for Block Parties. And we're needing it right now. Yeah, she nailed it on that one.
That's nice. And I heard that the GOAT, Kaidi the GOAT, can we get a of Kaidi right here? Who did a remix?
Yeah, a couple of years ago.
A couple of years ago. So she also has that London, that Brook connection. The bug was she cut the bug.
So yeah, we also did another premiere, which is a new Italian act. His name is Karu, who is a multi-instrumentalist producer, but plays upright bass most of the time. And Karu is this project where he's diving really deep into free jazz, inspired by the likes of Alice Coltrane, Pharoah Sanders from the 60s and 70s. Yeah. But blends that in with modern day hip hop influences and really a unique sound, but a really introverted sound as well. And they did a performance in a bookstore in Milan back in November. And that performance, we premiered one video from that performance. And it's the video where they're playing One Beer, originally by MF Doom, who originally sampled Cortex, the French jazz funk group, and they're kind of using all those inspirations in one.
Together.
Yeah, so that was a live video.
Nice, yeah. I love it when Cortex comes up, you know. I think Soul Supreme also did a nod there, and here and there it pops up. And of course, rest in peace, MF Doom, and shout out Karu. Amazing joint.
Check it out.
Yeah. So what else was there from the Netherlands that was not within the Steppin realm, but on our radar, you know?
One of them is a remix by Marquez Duo from Amsterdam. Yeah. And they remixed a French producer and vocalist, Martina Trench. Yeah. And it was released on a compilation that was on a Dutch label, Heist Recordings, by the Damn Swindle Boys. Yeah. And they did a remix of that. It's the first time I'm hearing them going to the broken beat realm, and I have to say they really nailed that one.
I heard that they were working on some broken stuff, and then they're pulling up, man. God damn it! It was a lot of syncopated beats, and make sure to check that out. Yeah.
Yeah. Wake up. Wake up.
Yeah.
Wake up.
Yeah. Fire. Shout out Marquez.
Another piece we wrote last month was on Kotokid, bass player, multi-instrumentalist, producer from Amsterdam, who also performed here live in this space at SISSI'S with ADE. He's about to release his debut EP, and this was the first single. It's called Unfreeze. Check that track out, yeah.
Some fusion was going on there, man. Yeah, Kotokid has his way of finding nice things and nice, you know, melodies and nice harmonies. I reckon, like the performance he did here. Yeah. That's nice, and the things they're doing with Float Monkey is also, you know, in that fusion realm. But now he steps it up a little bit more, and yeah, dope. Make sure to check that out.
Yeah, and on the global scale, that I want to highlight this month, something that really moved me. It's by Quiet Dawn, a producer from London.
Yeah,
who's also going deep into the broken beat realm now, and he released an EP called Movements on First Word Records. And like I told you, every track on it is just pure fire. Yeah. He has a track on there with Oliver Knight, who's singing on that track. Really reminds me of Omar. Not just the flow or the sound, but the melodies. And it's like,
you played it for me. It was very reminiscent of Omar. But also Omar, by the way, small side note. Omar released it's on Spotify. He released a live performance. I think it's a recent live performance. But it's with some of his classics, and it's with a band. It's an amazing. Amazing,
I'll check
performance.
That out.
But to come back to the Movements EP.
Yeah, pure fire. Whole production is on point. Super detailed, but also the songwriting and everything on there. Just super solid. Check that out.
That's nice.
Movements. Yeah, and another thing that just really blew my mind the last month is an Australian pianist who lives in New York. His name is Barney McAll, and he's been playing with the legendary Gary Bartz, who's a saxophonist who played with Miles Davis back in the day and is still kicking it, even though he's 70 plus, I think. But Barney has been playing with him for more than 10 years.
In his band, right?
In his band. Lives in New York now. Just released an album called Precious Energy. Self-released also. But the band on the album is like 3/4 of Hiatus Coyote. And that whole combination, and then I realized, of course, he's Australian, so he's from that Australian scene. He probably knew them back in the day already. And then they also have Lanius, who's also from Australia, Jace XL, Rita Satch. Everybody's just nailing it. They're really tributing the 70s fusion sound.
There's some actual tributes on that, right?
They're tributing Leon Thomas, the jazz vocalist. They're tributing Pharoah Sanders, John Coltrane, Stevie Wonder.
Nice.
All really well done. The sonics of it. And then the album cover by Tokyo Aoyama, who's my favorite painter pretty much in the world right now.
To bring things full circle, right? We wrote an article on Tokyo Aoyama, right?
Sun wrote it.
You can check that out on the Steppin blog.
Check it in the comments.
Steppin.intotomorrow.com. And then we are also doing events. Well, not club events yet, but we have our ongoing series, Come Into Knowledge, where Leroy Ray blurts out all the knowledge that he has. You know, this man is like
stories for days.
It's not even one encyclopedia. It's like
it's all of them.
It's all of them, you know. And he loves to dive deeper, and it attests to what Kay was doing, also with Timeless Affairs. You know, there's so much out there, but you need to find it, and he has his way of finding it. So this time we dove into the discography of Erika Badou.
On her birthday.
On her birthday.
And what a session that was, like 3 hours. It actually became more than 4 in the end. But it was initially going to be a 3-hour lecture where he just went all the way in her whole career, from the last 25 years, all the way from the beginning, Badouism, up to her latest mixtape. And everything in between, and a lot of features there, and productions, and
samples,
cameos,
of course.
samples. I never really realized how great the samples were.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, back in on the Badouism album, I never really made that connection with Leroy Hudson on there, and a couple of other ones. What else? Gears was on there.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know.
You see, I never really paid attention to that when I first heard it a couple of years ago. But yeah, Leroy really dove in and showed us.
And we had Kay as a host. Repping the female scene.
Stepping it up.
Yeah, stepping it up. So that was, you can check that out on Mixcloud soon.
Yes.
It's not there yet.
No.
But to keep you from being impatient, Leroy also made a mix, which you can find on our SoundCloud, and then linked to Leroy's SoundCloud, where he kind of does a mix, a kind of tribute mix.
Yeah, he does these things where he makes concept albums of lesser known tracks by artists. So he compiles them in a way that like they sound like an album, even though they were never released together like an album.
Right.
So in this case, in Erika's case, he picked all these tracks that were features with her on it, or unreleased tracks, or some live versions, I think, and then the whole thing together sounds like an album.
That's creative, man. That's creative. Shout out to Leroy.
Keeps it up.
All right, next up, March. We have some cool stuff coming up. Stuff where you can join, actually. First of all, we have the collaboration with Radio Oedipus, which is at the Badhuis in Amsterdam East, the 11th.
That's the first, yeah.
Of March, and we're gonna play some records. We're gonna have people over performing. We're not there yet to let you know, but we got everything on lock. And we have some people over to play records, and it's gonna be a festive kind of event. So hop on by, and if you wanna bring some people, and catch the bug. You know, we're gonna play some broken, we're gonna play some jazz, we're gonna play some house, we're gonna do some hip hop. It's gonna be all in there. So make sure to join that day, I guess. What else?
Yeah, we're finally going to start this off. Something I've been excited about for a while now, and we couldn't start it off earlier because movie theaters were closed, but they're open up now.
Yep.
Just like the clubs, but the movie theaters as well. And in this case, it's both. Melkweg. We're going to start a collaboration with Melkweg because they have a really intimate movie theater upstairs there, which fits like 100 people. And now we're going to monthly curate a documentary or movie related with music.
Yeah.
And the very first one we're going to do is on Syl Johnson, legendary soul funk singer who passed away last month on the age of 85, I think. And it's just this super, really interesting life and story this man had.
A kind of unsung.
He's way too unsung, even though he performed on Soul Train, had a couple of decent hits, was on the same label as Al Green, even kind of sounded like Al Green, which is probably also why the label pushed him more and then didn't really pay that much attention to Syl.
Also during the civil rights protests of the late 60s, he was very involved with that. He actually kind of had the first concept album, I think, a year prior to What's Going On by Marvin Gaye.
Oh yeah, it was before.
Yeah.
You're right.
So yeah, it's a man with a rich story, and this documentary premiered in 2015, and we're bringing it back to the screens.
Because it was never screened in Amsterdam yet.
Exactly.
Yeah, and that's what we're trying to do now with these new monthly screenings, to not just screen brand new movies and documentaries, but also the ones that were just never screened here before and that we feel deserve it.
Yeah, you've been excited about this, right?
Yeah, I kind of wanted to do this for a few years already.
Yeah.
And this is the moment and this is the time. Yeah.
That's nice. That's
good
nice.
stuff coming up.
Can you remind us what time, what date?
Wednesday, March 23rd.
So keep it up and join us.
All right, last up?
Yeah, last up.
Let's see.
Of course, as we said, we have 2 mixes every month. So yeah, look out for those as well. Can we already give a sneak peek of who's up?
Yeah. We got one coming up by Ice from Rotterdam, who's playing super soulful selections. I think it's all vinyl. I still got to listen to it, but I think it's gonna be a real soulful one. Yeah. The other one is coming all the way from Georgia. Not the American Georgia, the South European kind of Georgia.
Yeah.
Levi Loves Disco is his name. So those are coming up in the next month.
That's right, and that's about it, man. We got again, this was not 10 minutes. Thanks for bearing with us. Again, if you have a great branded name, we're gonna shout you out and hit us up, man. And make sure to check us out on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Make sure to like and subscribe. Maybe we should edit that in earlier, but yeah, man, thanks. So this was Recappin Steppin.
See you next month.
See you next month.